a webcam. So now, if for some reason the Mac has problems, okay, and we don't know, it's from 2012, so it's literally 10 years old. We also set up everything on this one as well, on the pastor's laptop as a backup.
Good.
So what you would end up doing is just taking the USB cable out of the Mac and plugging it into the laptop, and then the laptop thinks it's a webcam. Now, under Zoom settings, okay, after when you launch Zoom, you know how, is everybody here familiar with Zoom?
Yeah.
Yep.
But I never have host controls before.
Okay, so, well, the main thing that you need to know is that under Zoom, you know how you have to set your audio and your video. For most of the time when you're on your laptop, it doesn't matter because it just grabs the laptop, right? But the computer here, we have to make sure under your audio settings, you want to make sure that the microphone is set to Blackmagic Design.
Blackmagic Design. So where is Blackmagic Design?
That's this.
Ooh.
Blackmagic Design right here. That's the name of this guy.
Oh, okay. Blackmagic Design.
Yes. And, whoops. Under video, it's also set to Blackmagic Design.
Yeah.
Okay? And then so otherwise, it might try to pull its own internal audio, which you don't want the computer to do. You want it to get its audio from here because we are feeding it audio right here. And if I unmute it, you'll see, well, actually I'll show you. So that's the big thing with Zoom, right? That you have to just remember that the Zoom thinks everything's coming into this little guy. The audio's coming in, the two video sources are coming into here, and then this USB is going out to the computer. So the computer has to make sure it's pointing to this for its sources. And there's only two sources, audio and video. Okay, so at this point, I have Zoom just running on my phone, and...
So wait, can I repeat this question? So,
Yes.
This is,
Okay, so-
picture-in-picture thingy is...
So what you can do, if you want to, I was going to get to that, but I was just going to show you right now. See, that's the Zoom meeting. I have it running on my phone, and it's real time.
Yeah.
So that's actually what's happening. And if I switch, you just saw it switch on my phone as well. Okay. So that's real time on Zoom right now. So I'm going to stop this Zoom meeting because it's been running. Well, I'll just let it run. Okay. So now there are some advanced features on this, but we're not going to get too advanced today because your brains are going to start hurting after a while. Okay. I want to make sure you can just get the system up and running. One thing that you have to know is that see right here, mic 1, right here, where it says mic 1. If you turn this off, that will turn off the audio coming into Zoom. Zoom is getting its audio from the mixer via mic 1. Okay, so this has to always be on. Okay. For the most part, you're going to be safe if you just don't touch anything above this area, besides the big buttons. But if for some reason you walk in and you don't see a red light in the corner, that means there's going to be no audio on the stream because you just turned it off. And that's on right there. Okay? Mic 2 is not being used. It's just mic number 1. Okay? And on all these right here, where it says off, these are also this turns off. You know how if I were to plug a camcorder into it, the camcorder would be sending its own audio, right? So that's what these are. These are the source audios, right? So you want to just make sure they're off because we're using mic 1 from the mixing board. Now, so these ones right here, these duration, this should be the duration buttons right here, that controls how fast the fade is in between. So right now it's set to 2 seconds. When I go like this, you'll see it's slow fade. If I just put it on 0.5, it's a fast fade. So you can do whatever you want on that. Usually you don't want it to be too slow because it feels sluggish.
Okay.
So probably just leave it at 1. That's a nice transition.
Leave it at 1?
Yeah, probably. I would just leave it at 1. Okay.
So let's just say, for example, this camera right here, this let's just say, well, the service is starting, and you wanted to go to pastor for announcements or something. So where's the camera for that?
It's number one. There's only one camera. So what? So now we're gonna go into the camera controls in just a second here. Okay. So there's also one other thing you may want to add or not add. This picture-in-picture thing, right? You can pick a corner, okay? And then when you press on, oh, you know what? We have to set that back up in A10. I don't know if we want to go through all that. PowerPoint, co-source. Let's see. That should have gone. Oh yeah, it did go. There it goes. Okay, sorry. Okay. So that turns on a picture-in-picture of that. It doesn't remember its settings, so that would, you know what, I would not try to do picture-in-picture until you're ready to do that. You know what I mean? You can look into it later. So, because this also, we want to look at one other piece of software, okay? So down here, you know, we have zoom type. So right here, do you see this thing that looks like a camera? Right here? PTZ Optics, that's the name of the camera. If I launch PTZ Optics, and it takes a second. You probably want to launch this right when you initially get here too. So you want to launch Zoom and then launch the PTZ Optics. And it is slow. So one thing, you know, Rochelle, that you might want to consider at some point is you could always just get one of the new Mac Minis. They're only like $6.99 or $5.99 or something like that, and it'll be faster than this. But so far, this is doing well. It's been on Zoom right now for 40 minutes, and it's been working fine. So this is what PTZ Optics does right here. It brings up the camera controller. Okay, and what you have to do on this, it can control multiple cameras. So if I press it right now, nothing happens. Okay. But once I select main, right here, that's the main camera, okay? Now it'll move the camera.
Where's that button?
Right up here, main. Right here, main. And you can, if you select a different camera, it'll unselect it, and now you will not be controlling it. So you do have to make sure you select main. Okay, and it can zoom out, and it can zoom in. It can zoom in pretty far, uncomfortably far. You know. Now, one thing that we've also done, if I hit home, it'll just go back to its home position. Okay.
Okay.
Now, we set up presets here for the service. One says main, one says choir, and one just says center. So if I hit main, the camera's just going to go right there. And that's typically about where you're at, Rochelle? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's main. And then when the choir comes on, you can go like this, and it'll go to the choir position. And then just a basic center podium focus. So you can go to wherever you want.
The communion table. Is there where choir would be?
Yeah.
Does anybody have any questions about that?
Okay, so can you repeat the PTZ Optics? Because I'm trying to learn here.
Sure.
So as you can see, there's no camera here just because we have the main camera. So I just watched a service from Central UMC in the Philippines, and they have, words that are coming up from the opposite side of the screen, and then there's some slight words that appear on the outlay.
Sure.
And then that's
Okay, so if you want to do something like lower third graphics and things like that, you can do that, but that's much more involved. Okay, so let me explain to you how big churches do it. Okay, just so you understand, big churches have 3 or 4, 7 cameras. right? And they have large switchers that then they can switch between the cameras.
Yeah.
Then they have what's called their PowerPoint operator that's doing typically they might have two machines or two operators. One person is also doing titling graphics and different things like that you can fly in over the image, okay? And then then you also still have the PowerPoint slides for the music, but they're usually using Pro Presenter at that point. And so then they have that they can then key in over that as well. So you're talking about a much larger, much more sophisticated system that costs anywhere between 6 to 10 times as much money on the entry level. So yeah, so just so you know, right now we were just interested in a very basic system that was very volunteer friendly. So as far as doing lyrics over, you can do that, but what ends up happening is all your slides will no longer be colored like this. They'd have to have a black background. And you'd only put the text in white, and then you could key that over this. So it's a different workflow, and it's something you need to think about if that's a direction that you want to go, and that would be an internal discussion, but this mixer will allow you to do that. But you can't format this because you can't superimpose that image on top of this image because it would look weird, right?
Yeah.
You'd have to have a fully black background and just white text, and then you can put that white text down here. But then you have to format all your slides to only have text at the bottom.
Yeah, like
Bottom third. It's called lower third graphics.
so lower third graphics, meaning 6 to 7. There's gotta be 3 to 7 cameras controlling, and many people will have their duty to control all the broadcasts, like text from the graphics, PowerPoint presentation, something, etc.
So yeah, and hopefully, right now this church isn't ready for that.
Yeah, so
Right, because you don't have like 4 to 5 people that can man this station, and so right now we're just going very, very basic.
yeah, very basic. So
And then and since none of you have actually done this, in this capacity, it's good to just figure out the entry level, and then as you guys are doing this, you can get more complex, because this mixer also has what's called a media player in it, and you can put a picture in the media player and then just put it somewhere on here. So like you could literally have across the box, like a little graphic here, they call it a bug, a little graphic that says, like you see them all the time. When you're watching TV, it'll just a little thing will say NBC, right? That's a bug, okay? You could do that with this mixer, but you have to know how to format the graphic, and then you have to know how to key it into place. So to me, those are more advanced things that once you understand how the basics of this mixer work, then you can go to the next level of learning how to key things, and it gets a little bit more involved, and all of a sudden you start realizing I can't handle this by myself, right? So those are the things that you have to kind of work, we'll do our baby steps on this.
Okay, so
So Julian, we're gonna, we're only here for a certain period of time, so we're gonna just kind of stay focused on just getting these basics done.
okay,
Okay.
let's try the basics. So this right here is the camera, and we need audio to do this. So we have the SDI cable for the broadcast to run smoothly.
Yeah.
So
The SDI cable makes it show up on number 1 here.
yeah, so the SDI
Right.
cable is the main camera.
Yes, exactly.
So 1 and 2 are let's say in
That's the PowerPoint.
the PowerPoint and the camera for the service.
Yeah.
And this is the
Presets.
main camera. So basics first. So there's the main camera. This is the choir, just in case the choir performs. As another on a hiatus or something. And this is the center.
Yeah.
So that's it. So we'll just leave it
The
here.
choir in the center is the same, isn't it?
Yeah.
The choir? No, the choir's farther back. It
Oh,
shows
so
more.
it's a further back
Yeah,
shot.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
If I go to choir, it's almost the same, but it gets more of the spread across the front.
Okay.
And you guys can set. Okay, so if you want to set a
that
preset,
center shot is, it's okay, but we are either on the side or the choir.
well, you have this one right here, right?
Yeah,
You have
okay.
You have this preset,
Okay.
right? So we were just like, you can have up to 9 presets here.
Okay.
So, you know, and if you want to do it, see how right now this says recall?
Mm-hmm.
It's black on recall?
Yes.
Okay, if I move the camera into a new position and I push set and I push the number, it'll save that as a new preset.
Okay.
So I'm not gonna do that right now just because,
Right.
and then once you switch back to recall, it will just go back and forth to those positions.
Okay.
So this is the controller, PTZ Optics, which is in the menu bar right there, is the controller for the camera. Zoom just has to be set to audio and video source as Blackmagic design. And then you're literally, again, right now, it is working. All right, so if on my phone, everything is literally working correctly. So, right? So my phone's showing this again. We already did this, but it is showing, that is the Zoom. I'm a participant right now.
I could go.
Yeah, feel. I go to, there it is, see? It's literally live on my,
That's great.
yeah.
Now we'll try the sound right now.
Yeah, so the sound,
So if you set
I would be complex, I would be cool. They say I play good film before I find someone to commit to.
We got that delay, right?
that's normal.
Yeah. It's normal with Zoom with delay.
Yeah, it's not instantaneous, but it is, anything that's coming through the speakers is gonna go to Zoom. So that's the thing. Like,
Now I want Lewis to talk on the mic.
all right, let me turn it up.
Testing 1 2 testing 1 2 testing 1 2 testing 1 2 testing.
So, again, it is, so there is one thing you have to know about the mixer, is you can control, and I don't know if you caught this one, did I show you this? Right here where it says monitor, this little knob on the mixer, where it says monitor, so you see this main button and monitor right here. That's the volume that it is sending to the, over there.
right.
Yeah. So it's set right now at about 2 o'clock, and that seems to be a pretty good level. But you know, that's one of those things, you know, like, you know, if it's not loud enough, you got a quiet talker, you can turn it up there. Or if you have a really loud talker, you can turn it down a little bit right there. So, but monitor also has to be on main. So you want to make sure it's on main, because that's what it's taking the main mix and sending it to the Blackmagic. Okay, so who has questions?
Good. I think we are ready to fly.
So what are the basics? Meaning, we got the audio, we got the video. I just want to get the basics of this.
So yeah, what part of it do you not understand?
Like how the cameras work. Let's just say the set front. No. Let's get to the basics because I don't want to repeat the basics. Just to get some baby steps. Like this one over here, the cameras, something, and then how does the white camera work?
Okay, so again, PTZ Optics is the controller. Okay, that controls the camera. It doesn't have anything to do with the actual video. It just physically controls the camera, left, right, up, down, zooming in, zooming out.
Okay.
And it has presets that I've already set. So that's what the PTZ Optics does, this software. And then Zoom software is what takes the video in and the audio, merges it, and pushes it out to the participant.
Yeah.
So, now we did install OBS and some other stuff here for possible future things, but that's not to be used right now.
Okay.
Right now it's just strictly Zoom.
Yeah.
So, I know I arrived a little late, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
But if you, can we set the system to like not beyond, which would be what
Yep.
an individual would do
Let's
and
do
then,
that. Like start from scratch.
start from
Right.
scratch.
Let's do that. Okay. So the only thing that you do have to keep in mind is that this Mac It's slow.
Chris, can you get us another one? Cause I know you know where to find these things.
Can you get them
Another
another,
Mac Mini.
get us another one of what?
Another Mac Mini.
Mac Mini? Can you get another?
'Cause that's 10 years old.
We probably shouldn't turn it all the way on.
On this?
Yeah. Just like that, that's fine.
It's not that fast.
Okay, so we're gonna assume that this is already on.
But we'll talk
Okay,
later.
but I canceled all this out. Once because it can't. it's-
You can, if I move this side, okay.
All right, so let's have somebody else do it. So somebody needs to turn on the
Sit
PowerPoint.
in.
I'm sorry.
You'll be the master of the great thing.
I'll just watch it.
No pressure.
Just,
Turn this computer on.
That one's not as slow, so.
Not so. It's a while.
And just so you know, like, there's this little guy right here. You know how I said the camera's coming in on SDI,
yeah.
right? So this is the SDI cable, and this little box converts it to HDMI. And from that HDMI, it's going into there. This little box needs to always have power, and it gets its power over USB, which is plugged right into the Mac Mini.
Right, great.
So this one takes a while to turn on, so just
Oh, that
press
one's slow
whatever.
too?
Yeah. This one, unlock. Just put in the password. Goes to that. This one again's for the PowerPoint. This one's for the live stream.
Correct.
And then we'll just go to PowerPoint.
And I don't know, this cable right here, I'm just gonna leave it. This is 15, on 15 and 16, you can plug in an iPod. You know what I mean, to audio.
You okay, Pastor?
Okay.
Let's go to the beginning. This one, go to Zoom. Not that.
It's a little slow on a lot.
For me, well, I didn't know about that because my teacher has a different experience.
Oh, yeah? Oh, I have to log into Zoom. Oh, I think it's already logged in. Yay, it's logged in.
Right, yeah.
So, new meeting.
New meeting.
Yeah.
Just for Tantra.
Start now.
Join with computer audio, I think.
It's recording. It's already set up. But the audio here on the bottom. Audio
That was a whole black magic design.
right there. Set to Black Magic.
Okay.
And then
Video.
video, same then, black magic design.
Which, yeah, you see it already.
Yeah, it's already
So-
set up.
Okay.
Just double checking stuff.
Get the optics.
And then we'll control the camera here.
Yeah, PTZ
So we have
optics.
to open that.
PTC optics.
We have to select
The main thing about
main.
PTZ
Yeah,
optics
the main
is that they
camera.
did main.
What?
Oh, that's good.
Go up to main.
Okay, we're gonna go to main camera.
And then we'll go to center. Scenes on the center. Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah,
you
right.
got it.
Yeah, go to the main,
Okay, go
which
to
is
the
on
main.
the side.
And the choir. So first we have to open the computer to the PowerPoint and then show the PowerPoint. Then we'll go to Zoom. And then log in.
It's
And
not
then
Can you
open
do
the
it?
PTC
It's
optics.
not that hard.
So
Yeah.
we got
One, 2 eyes, you
I
good
think
to
that's
go.
it. And then let's go back
Yeah.
home.
Yeah, so we'll nah.
We could still.
What are you doing, just zooming temporarily?
Yeah. So it's not using any of these channels. It's just, let's say someone went this way and we don't have a preset. We just have to go to it. Follow the person.
Right.
Yeah. Let's say they're over there.
If there's a baptism or things like that, you can just follow that side.
So,
If Pastor's going there, we can
Yeah.
switch to main. And then
We're good.
maybe we say, where's Pastor? So we just go to
Center. We put the PowerPoint back to 1.
yeah, you can use audio.
Then turn back PowerPoint.
Yeah, picture in picture. So that I'm. And by the way, if Pastor is there, let's say you're going to the main, and then everyone's asking, hey, where's Pastor? Can we just move to the left?
Go ahead.
Oh. There.
Yeah, yeah.
Now I know.
Once you
Now I
feel
know.
it, you can do it.
And you could click back on main and it goes back to that.
Oh, so if Pastor was there, let's say, thank you, Ed, and then we're gonna reveal the PowerPoint, and then if you want to see the announcements, okay, let's get to the announcements. It depends on my ML specialty. Let's say we want to show the announcements, I'll show the announcements. Yeah, okay, we have an adult view calendar, but if the viewers are not comfortable, we should set it to back. Okay. Now, if choir is there, just in case the choir is performing.
Oh.
You wanna?
So this will change your program, eh? There'll be
No,
no
it'll be the
9 a.m. Zoom.
That's what we're working towards, Brian.
Yeah, it's
You can
this is
take a
so
seat.
good.
Yeah, you
I'm
go
good.
ahead
I'm good.
Okay.
and, Julia, Patty, you guys, come on.
Okay, I'll try. Okay, so